Welcome to, oh my god, it's Star Wars!
Ah!
Yeah! Yeah! Star Wars! Oh my god, I'm so excited for Star Wars. I've been trying to keep it pretty low key, you know, not get my hopes up or anything like that. But, oh, I'm so ready for Star Wars, man! So ready! Oh, yeah! Oh, okay. I was a really big fan of The Force Awakens, so I'm excited to see this story continue. Not only is it continuing, but it's continuing under Rian Johnson, who is a director that I very much love. It had Brick, The Brothers Bloom, Looper, love all of those films. And this is a very, without hyperbole, I think he's the best filmmaker that has taken on a Star Wars movie. Like,
I think so.
Bar none.
Like we were talking, like with J.J. Abrams. I think J.J. Abrams, it's like, I really like The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams can make cool characters, you can make cool sets, but he can't make an original plot to save his life.
Yes. To be fair though, The Force Awakens, at the time of its release, best looking Star Wars film.
For sure, and that's the thing. That's part of the reason I like it so much.
Yeah.
The storyline, I'm like, yeah.
But I fell in love with all of those characters instantly.
But I like the characters.
The prequels, I didn't give a shit about anybody the whole time. I mean, but instantly I fell in love with Rey.
It's treason then.
Yeah. I fell in love with Rey, Finn, and Poe, and I'm just like, more of this. Yeah. So
I like Rey and Finn. I'm not on the Poe train yet. This would be the movie
now
where
I will
Poe's gotta
admit,
prove himself.
I will admit, most of my love for Poe Dameron does come from Oscar Isaac.
Yeah.
I do love Oscar Isaac a lot.
Despite him being Apocalypse.
Despite him being Apocalypse. I was like,
Forgive him.
You need to pay off that mansion that you use Star Wars as the down payment for.
That's a cash.
That's okay.
Cash grab.
That's okay. I mean, he's just the gift that keeps on giving. I'm so excited, and a massive reason for that is, much like The Force Awakens, I'm going into this as blind as possible. I don't know anything about the story.
I've seen just the 2 trailers.
Yep, just the 2, and my God,
even Force
they were
Awakens,
gorgeous.
It was hard to not look up the Wikipedia page and be like, or IMDb.
Yeah,
especially IMDb. Before they got rid of the chat room, the actual boards, and I was like, I'm gonna look at the boards and speculate with people. This, I was just like, you know what? I'm not even gonna look up. I don't want to know any of the new characters, because it's hard not to know what the new characters were in The Force Awakens, because that was what they were touting, lauding so much of everybody. It was like, here's the new characters. This one, it's just like, oh, here's another Star Wars movie because we know we knocked it out of the fucking park with the last one.
And I mean, we wouldn't have even, I mean, I don't know about you, but I would have only seen one of the trailers, but we do this, so we kind of got locked into seeing the second one. The second trailer, I'm just like, I'm not crying.
Yeah.
Shut up!
And I mean, the second trailer was pretty much the same footage as the first, plus 30 seconds.
Yeah, and I'm just like, yeah, more! So, yeah, I don't have any idea what this story is going to be about. I mean, okay, generally speaking,
Hero's journey.
Yeah, given what The Force Awakens kind of set up, looks like Rey... Spoiler, fuck you, spoilers. Looks like Rey is going to be training under Luke. And that's kind of it.
It's that's the one thing we do know is they let on before they even really started filming. After The Force Awakens came out, they were like, oh, by the way, The Last Jedi is going to pick up right where The Force Awakens left off.
So I'm intrigued.
I hope that the title crawl just says
crawl's a paragraph.
So it just sums up the last movie, and it's like, so Rey's training now. And that's it.
It would be great if it was just like, oh my God, did you see the last movie? That was so cool. All right, let's go. And that's just it. That'd be fun. But I'm so excited. Oh, it's been difficult to hold all this in, but I'm really excited for this, man.
Yeah, I'm guessing the title crawl is going to more sum up what is going on with other characters at the time.
Yes, I'm thinking specifically
because we know
Finn.
that Finn ends in pretty much a Bacta tank at the end.
Yes.
But clearly in the trailers you see him up and moving around.
Yeah.
but you don't see his back.
Yeah.
Maybe he has cool little, like Kylo Ren's got.
Oh, that'd be so cool. The like Kevlar scar.
Yeah, he's got like Kevlar back.
That would be so cool.
He fights like an armadillo.
Oh, I'm also way pumped to see where Kylo Ren's story is going to go.
Rey's too, because they've made it seem like each of them could go either way.
Yeah.
Like,
oh man,
like Rey could end up being bad, and then like Kylo Ren could end up being the good guy. And it's
because we've seen through these movies like the struggle to be good, but we've never seen. But then
you also have Rey, who's just like super bitter about being left on a planet her whole life.
Yeah.
And see, here's the thing: you have this kind of idea, just kind of based on. I don't want to get too much into the theory
of it,
but this is just solely based off of actual footage we've seen in the 7th movie, where, like, they heavily imply that Luke had some, whether he's like her father or not.
He knows something.
But he knows why that she was left on that planet.
Yeah.
And so you have Kylo Ren who's like, the light calls to me. And then here you have like, here you have Rey, who might eventually find out, maybe if it's true, like, oh, Luke left me on this planet, and Kylo could be like, hey Snoke, fuck this guy, and Rey could be like, oh Luke, fuck this guy. And all of a sudden we got no Jedi left. We're left at The Last Jedi.
Oh, yeah. Give it to me. Oh, let's go watch this movie.
When I found you, I saw raw, untamed power. And beyond that, something truly special.
And just like that, we're back. It's Star Wars. You're gonna know whether or not you want to go see it. The only reason you would click on this review is if by some miraculous chance you wanted to know what we thought. But you've probably already gotten to see the movie already. But go see it. I love it. It's super good. Blade Runner 2049 is still my favorite film. But this has supplanted 3 Billboards. It's my second favorite film of the year. So, with that, we shall now begin the review. We will discuss what the film is about, but we won't. It's not a play-by-play. It's not full of spoilers. Just what it's about, primarily.
There's a lot of. It's hard to go into details of the plot without spoiling, like. Everything's a spoiler. It seems like,
Yeah, that's why I prefaced this with just go see it. So, without really going into it, essentially this film breaks up into 3 prongs. First is, again, this immediately takes place right after The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
The Rebel fleet, they're trying to escape. And with that escape, we stick with Poe and Leia. While that happens, we follow Rey and her training with Luke, and at the same time, we follow Finn and Rose, a new character, as they try and find a way to help the Rebel fleet get away, because they're stuck essentially.
Yeah.
So that's what.
It's like Fury Road. It's like Fury Road in space.
In a way. So with that being said, that's really weird because we've never seen a Star Wars movie told this way. Like, this is a very unique plot for Star Wars with the way it's told.
Well, I was gonna say, like, you do have it's been done kind of like that before.
Well, essentially, we have one set that is not. They're not jet setting. They're just kind of stuck, and everybody has to help that.
I guess just in terms of, like, we've seen, like, here's people doing their thing, and then here's, like, Jedi training on the side.
Yeah. That's not quite what I'm getting at, but just the way that it's like, that's a strange plot structure, but I like it. And with that, gets into one of my highest praises about this is that I love The Force Awakens, don't get me wrong, but The Force Awakens definitely felt like a really fun popcorn movie. Mm-hmm. This felt more like a film. Like this, I mean, that sounds pretentious as hell.
It does.
It does. But it's like, this feels like there's so much more behind it.
Well, it just seemed like I couldn't really, for the most part, couldn't really guess what was going to happen.
Yes.
So, Force Awakens, I could guess what was going to happen because, like, 40 minutes in, I was like, oh, A New Hope, but different.
But at the same time, that's okay and that's forgivable because it's like we want to introduce these characters and we want to get the ball rolling. It's kind of the pass that I'm giving Avatar. So if the next Avatar movie is like,
where it's like,
you're not gonna know what's gonna happen next, I'll be like, okay, I guess we needed the first one to get here.
It's like it's a story that's been told, but this did it well.
Yes.
So. This I was like, I don't know where it's gonna go.
I loved it. When I say a perfect film, that does not mean a film without flaws. When I say a perfect film, I mean like a film that's greater than the sum of its parts.
It's like they accomplished like what they set out to do.
Yes.
You know?
Perfect film, in my opinion. This is the within the pantheon of films that I consider to be a perfect film. I loved all the characters. I really dug the writing. I was thrown off in a good way with the humor that was applied. And weirdly, not all the time did it totally work, but weirdly it felt like the same way that the humor was applied in Three Billboards, where it's like, you're laughing at now serious things.
Yeah. It was kind of
really worked.
Like sometimes it didn't work. Like there were a couple scenes where I was like, that joke, we didn't need that.
Yeah. But
for the most part,
most part, very, very much worked.
It was good. I think it was by the end they had planted it in better, but at the start of the film, I was like, man, if the whole movie is like this is gonna be an issue.
Yeah.
Because it was like, here's a joke, here's a joke, here's a joke, here's a throwback, here's a joke, here's a throwback for the first like 20, 30 minutes. I was like, we can't keep doing that.
Yeah.
It's like we can't.
Yeah, but it was more, it wasn't so much that it was like, oh, I'm sick and tired of this. It's like, if this continues past
if this continues, Star Wars has just become like a parody of itself.
Yeah. And it didn't.
But they backed off, so I was like, okay.
Yeah, they backed off. I really liked it. I liked the minor spoiler. I wanna go to Space Vegas.
Yes,
I want to go to Space Vegas.
Space Vegas was pretty.
That was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. Also, just like, yeah, I can't say without it being a spoiler, but just like some of the characters there, were pretty great.
Really, really dug the characters. I loved the action. It feels with the lightsaber stuff in particular. There's the very slow, everything's in the drama of these fights way that the original trilogy did things.
Yeah,
and then there's the
slow,
very cool, but very over choreographed fighting of the prequels. This one, I feel like, nailed that balance. It's like, we're going to show you Jedi fights you have never seen before, but you've always kind of wanted to see.
Yeah, like
the way something is dispatched.
Like a lot of the stuff where you're like, why don't they ever do this with a lightsaber? Like you watch at this point 7 movies 7 movies before this, and you're like, why don't they ever just do that with a lightsaber?
And then they did,
and then they do it, and you're like,
cool.
Finally.
Also, the biggest bit of like fan service that I felt really paid off. Can't go into it, but it deals with that really awesome lightsaber fight. I'm like, oh, that's what that does. That's what they do. Okay, cool.
All right then.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the characters. I love the way. The one that surprised me was the way Poe developed. Because he's developing in a way I wasn't.
Right off the bat, like before we did this, I was like, I don't really like Poe that much. Because I feel like Poe I almost said the first game. Poe in the first game.
Yeah.
In the first movie, it was like, oh, okay, here's a guy with the droid and the plans, and then he gives Finn a jacket, and for some reason they're like really good buddies.
Yeah.
Even though all he did was help a stormtrooper off the base because he didn't want to be there anymore. And all of a sudden they're just like total homies by the end of the movie. I was like, don't believe it.
Yeah.
But now in this one, you're like,
Damn.
all right. I was like, all right. Yeah. It focused a lot. I felt like Poe actually had more time than like Finn did in this movie.
Yeah, but I mean, it never felt unbalanced.
Yeah, it was like a 2.5 hour long movie.
Yeah, I feel
like
I just ate a very pleasant but filling meal. I am good for a minute.
Yeah.
Like, by the end, I'm just like, oh, fuck you, movie about space wizards.
It didn't. So I never had like a super.
Oh, I did.
I had one. There was like a 3 to 5 minute stretch of the film where I was just like, whoa, just getting my mind blown, and I literally I can't even talk about it.
Oh man, there's so much here that's like, we've never seen that done in a Star Wars movie, and I'm so happy that this has gone on to a new generation of filmmakers that are like, hey, we want to show.
Why don't we do this with a lightsaber?
Yeah, well, beyond that, but also here's how we want to show like the philosophy of the Force. For instance, it's like that's fucking brilliant.
One of the things that kind of got me though is like about the original trilogy. So you remember that deleted scene? There's a deleted scene from Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
Where they have the piece of paper on the door that has like the wampus on it.
Yeah.
And like C-3PO tears it down. And they removed that scene because George Lucas didn't want there to be like paper in this universe. Yeah. Because he was like, it's supposed to be, I mean, it's a long, long time ago, but it's like super sci-fi. Yeah. There's a lot of paper in this movie. If you paid attention, there was a lot of paper. And I was like, I don't know about that. I was like, I don't know how I feel about all this paper.
How did they get papyrus in space?
We went so many movies without paper, and all of a sudden, there's paper.
Yeah.
Kind of bummed me out a little bit.
I like
small nitpick.
Yeah.
They didn't need paper. Put it on metal slabs or something futuristic. I don't know.
The space battles were incredible. And
they were good. They were really
you
good.
guys are nailing the space battles. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean that one at the start.
Oh, that was
like
so
the first
cool.
one. It was like, what?
Okay.
I can't. It's like I can't even describe
all we're saying is like things that happen in the movie and going.
We're just
whoa!
like, oh yeah, that's good. That's good movie thing.
Yeah, because the very next thing I was gonna say is I love the pin drop moment of the film.
Oh yeah.
I was just like, oh damn, that was nifty. The story was completely fulfilling. The acting was great. I love the.
I think the ending for me, not like the actual last scene, but like the penultimate scene with like the First Order. I was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about this a whole ton. Just like what happened with like those characters there, because it was kind of, I don't know, it was kind of left open-ended, but it was kind of like contrary to like the rest of the film, sort of.
A little bit,
which was a little bit weird. But I feel like they have a good enough reason for it. But the movie, like, just in terms of where characters are going, was very like uncertain in the first place. There's a lot of, I don't know your future, or I do know your future, but I'll never tell. That kind of stuff.
Oh my god, okay. Shit, that's a spoiler! It's like one of the things I'm so happy that's like, okay, you confirmed that. Thanks.
What is it? Here, mouth it to me behind.
Okay, yeah, you can't see under here.
I don't know sign language.
Yeah, I don't know how to communicate that to you with that being sign language.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, sweet, you did it right. Great, moving on.
That was actually really good.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, you did it right. You did it right.
Yeah. That was really good info.
Yeah.
And it was delivered in the really like succinct, like,
such a perfect way that was like such an emotional gut punch. It's just like nailed it. Thanks.
Yeah. And hopefully it wasn't like a kind of misinformation sort of thing.
Yeah. I was really afraid that they were gonna go one particular way with it. And then when it was revealed, I was like, nice. Nailed it.
Good reveals all around.
Good reveals.
Good info, everybody. Just real good info.
And it sets the stage for a movie that I don't know what's gonna happen in the next one.
Real good lore.
Yes.
Yeah.
Damn.
Actually, I don't know how the next one's gonna open up. I kind of wonder. So if you've watched the first movie, or I guess if you watched The Force Awakens,
yeah,
and you read anything about it, they talk about like the Knights of Ren.
Oh,
I'm still unsure who those are, and I don't know. I don't know if we've already seen them or not.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean.
Whoa,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
About?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, and I'm like,
and I say that because they make it sound like getting like lightsabers is just like not really a thing you can do. Like people just don't remember how to make them.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole thing about Kylo Ren, his lightsabers, kind of
God, I still love his
unsteady
lightsaber
because he didn't know how to build it or something like that.
Brief aside, this movie just further illustrates the point that you really want a lightsaber like Kylo Ren's, because there's some shit he does. It's like, he wouldn't be alive if he didn't have what he has.
Yeah, he definitely uses the little thingies.
I'm just like, yes!
I forget what they're called.
Yes.
But I also like how they definitely went more into like how he fights with it. Like, definitely treats it like it's a kind of like a broadsword.
Yes.
As opposed to like everybody else we see with lightsabers.
Yep.
Who's like, they're like very graceful, and he's like really
not.
Like, no, he's not like graceful, but he's like really strong. Still like precise.
Yeah, it's really cool.
But he doesn't do like the little flips and twirls and stuff. He's more like, like
he goes for the kill strike every time.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is totally informed by his personality.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, you found a way to like mix the fighting with who that person is really fucking well.
Yeah, it works. And like, with Rey's whole thing, it's definitely like, you see it in The Force Awakens too, with how she uses like the staff. It's kind of sort of also how she uses the lightsaber too.
Yeah.
And like, just like when you see her, doing just like twirling around in like that little training montage in the trailer, that sort of thing. Like, that was really cool.
Yeah. Great movie. Go see it.
Go see it.
Please go see it. And if you want to talk spoilers below, you can do so in the comments.
For sure.
I think next movie,
I don't even care.
but also next movie's a little tricky because that's a Christmas movie. I mean, not a Christmas movie, but a movie that comes out on Christmas. Molly's Game.
It comes out like on Monday? What do you mean? It comes out on Christmas?
Or maybe like a couple days before Christmas. Anyway, I mean, worst comes to worst, I'll just review Molly and like
Jumanji.
Oh wait, Jumanji comes out.
Jumanji.
Does it come out next week?
I think it's not already out, is it?
No.
Maybe it's next week. Could be the week after.
Oh, in that case, it'd be Jumanji. Because I want to see Molly's Game, but Jumanji, man. Welcome to the jungle.
Welcome to the jungle.
That's what it's literally called. Jumanji. Welcome to the jungle.
Jumanji,
anyway,
welcome to the jungle.
Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment below what you thought. And in the comments below, I will get into spoilers with you if you want a dish. So, go ahead. But yeah. Thank you for watching. YouTube.com/GlassFilmsHouse, Facebook at Facebook.com/GlassHouseFilms, and Twitter @GlassHouseFilms. Thank you all, and see you next time. Bye.